Are you self-aware in public? In this video, I'm going to give you 5 things to stop doing in public. Okay, you probably think you have great self-awareness. I mean, I've never met anybody that has said, yeah, I never know what I'm going to do or who I might be bothering in public. Empirical evidence, though, says that many men are completely unaware of themselves in public. Honestly, we've all been that way once in a while. It's human nature to get caught up in what we're doing and have blinders on to the world around us. But that's no excuse to act like a clod in public. Put simply, a clod is an informal term for a stupid person. Lately, it seems like they're all around me. I mean, I can't believe the number of times I feel like Cole from The Sixth Sense. I see stupid people. More accurately, I should say, I hear stupid people. And that brings us to number 1 on my list, managing your volume in public. A few weeks ago, my wife and I were at a local restaurant. It's a place we visit almost once a week because, frankly, the beer's cold and the wings are amazing. It's one of those bar/restaurant type places, so you're not expecting a complete silence. And if the game is on, well, you can expect an occasional cheer or explicative. And I can deal with that once in a while. But this night, the place was nearly empty, and there were 2 clods, there's that word again, who decided that they would have their own little karaoke night at their table. They'd obviously been drinking and clearly couldn't hold their alcohol. They were making complete fools of themselves and pretty much disturbing everyone around them. So much so that an off-duty employee came over to our table and somewhat apologetically said, "I'm sure you guys aren't enjoying the show tonight." Now, if I was the restaurant manager, I would have asked them to tone it down. But that's neither here nor there. Suffice it to say that when they left, everybody was thrilled. And luckily, it didn't go on too long after we arrived because I don't think we would have been able to deal with it. But I also wasn't in the mood to go toe-to-toe with these guys that night. So, when you go out in public, think of your surroundings and your audience. If you're in a loud dance club with music blaring at 120 decibels, scream away, young man. Nobody's going to care. But when you're in a pub or a restaurant or pretty much any other public place, look around and keep your volume on par with the rest of the patrons. And for heaven's sakes, if there's kids around, don't swear. I can't believe how often I see guys dropping F-bombs left and right when there are little kids running around. One day, when you're a parent, you are not going to appreciate that behavior. So have some class, learn some new words to express yourself. We'll cover that in more detail later. Number 2, you ever been grocery shopping and you encounter that person who's checking out like a million cereal options, but they have to look at every ingredient on every box while they leave their cart right in the middle of the aisle, so your only option is either run them over or get your NASCAR on because rubbing is racing. Don't be that clod. Pay attention. Don't take up the middle of the aisle at a store, a concert, a sidewalk. Just step aside so others can pass. Similarly, if you exit a building, don't stop right in front of the door. Again, walk out, step aside. I hate that I even have to talk about that. Number 3, if you're at dinner with somebody, put your phone away and don't carry on an extended text or phone conversation. If you absolutely have to be on your phone, excuse yourself from the table, have the conversation, and then return to the table. It's just flat out rude to whomever you're with to have a phone call right there. Now, if you're at a casual business lunch and all your coworkers are trying to conduct business, then it might be acceptable. But otherwise, put the phone away. If something's that urgent, you probably shouldn't be there anyway. Now, the next 2 kind of run together, but number 4 is thinking about your response without listening. This is a quick and easy way to ruin friends and get people to dislike you. When somebody else is speaking, focus on what they're saying. Try to understand their points and digest their information. Only after they have finished speaking should you begin to think of your response. If you're thinking of your response while they're speaking, it's generally noticeable to the other person, completely disrespectful to them. And chances are, if you're busy thinking of a response while they're talking, you're going to miss some nuggets of information, and you may very well come back with a response that makes you look like you guessed it, a clod. So stop and listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That should help you remember which is more important. So finally, number 5, interrupting somebody while they're speaking. Come on, man, just don't do this. Unless you're being interviewed by a major news network for your astounding views on politics and are being paid to drive up the ratings by starting a debate with the guy in the other little window over there, then just stop talking when somebody else is speaking. There's going to be time enough when they've finished their response for you to speak. Nobody likes to be interrupted. So again, slow down, listen to the other person. When they're done, formulate your response. If you have to pretend that you're on an old 2-way radio that can only send or receive one at a time, Well, there's no way to interrupt somebody on those radios. So if you try to talk at the same time as the other person, nobody's going to hear what was said. This is exactly the same result when you interrupt somebody. So just don't do it. Wow, I know that was a lot in a short time, but I hope it helps you think a little bit about self-awareness. If you have any of these bad habits, spend some time working on them. And ask your friends to tell you if you do any of these things, because sometimes you might not be aware of it, and they can help guide you and coach you on it. And guys, if you found this information helpful, please do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you're interested in more content like this, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below. In the meantime, stay positive, friends.